Hello everybody, SSA here, aka Super Sunarashi, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 2 of the IBA Season 4 Wi-Fi Division as we take on Davion or Davion or New Nation Games, coach of the Vegas Golden D-Nites, and as you can see he will bring the Zeraora, the Lycanroc, the Tapu Bulu, the Megaladias, the Heatran, and the Exploud, a very dangerous team. My team, as you may have noticed already from the team builder, if you haven't watched the team builder already, go check that out first, because I will be doing team builders apart from my regular replays of the week. I have a little co-host here who is, sticking by with me during the whole match, and if he flies away, he flies away. But, for me, I could easily start out with my Metagross, because my Metagross has Stealth Rocks. Whatever he wants to come in, except for the Zeraora, of course, he can actually do damage. But as you can see here, my opponent will immediately start off with the Zeraora. Like he's not kidding around. He's like immediately going for the Zeraora. So I'm like, you know what? I can check out if the thing is Choice Scarf, Choice Bandit, or whatever. Most likely Choice Bandit. So I go into my Porygon 2 with its Trace ability, and if he wants to full switch out or something, we can actually, see what he actually wants to do. So he's actually going to full switch out. We have full assault thanks to the trace, so he's there to stay. Now he's going to knock off my leftovers, which kinda sucks, but also, verifies for me that he is a life orb user. I'm just going to click Ice Beam here. If he wants to switch out, he wants to switch out. And here I was like, okay, he's probably gonna hit me with another move, which is the Drain Punch. So if we leave this, I'm going to set up my Trick Room, and then with the Metagross or the Druddigon, we can actually potentially, do amazing damage very much from the start. And that will happen. We will live on a very small HP, and the Trick Room will connect. So now we're actually here, with the, speed advantage. Or at least that's what I thought it would be, as I'm going to switch into my Metagross back again now with the Trick Room off, as he is going to switch out to his Exploud. And his Exploud was slower than my Metagross, so the Exploud will hit that Boom Burst on my Metagross, and it will do like 50% damage, like 45 to 50% damage. I'm going to hit that Meteor Mash, and we have all the luck in the world right now, because we are going to get that attack boost, and now I can just click Bullet Punch, and the Exploud will be gone. So Metagross will be getting the first kill of this match. I said it in my team builder, I'm beginning to like Metagross in Draft League format, and I now know why people love this Pokemon. So he's going into his Megaladias, and immediately he's going to switch out again, probably, try to, bait me with that Meteor Mash. But we have an attack boost. That Meteor Mash is not very effective against the Zeraora, but we will get another attack boost. So the Twisted Dimensions return to normal. I have no option to just click a Bullet Punch and hope it kills. Unfortunately, the Zeraora will live. It will not do enough, and then he can just use Knockoff and kill off my Metagross right here. And the Life Orb damage on the Zeraora is still not enough to take the Zeraora down. But now the Zeraora, it was damaged already, so I can now just go into my Druddigon freely, click Sucker Punch. If he wants to switch out, props to him, but he's not going to switch out. He's going to stay in, and the Sucker Punch will connect. So Druddigon will also get a kill here in this match. Now he goes back into his Pepsi. Now I know I can take a hit from the Megaladias. I know I can actually take a Dragon Pulse from this thing. So it's sad I didn't brought out Outrage this week on my Druddigon, because then we would have killed this thing. I went for a Dragon Claw instead. And as you can see here, the Dragon Pulse will connect, and we will barely live on 8 HP here. And the Dragon Claw, unfortunately, will not kill the Megaladias, and the Crayon, the Druddigon, will die thanks to Life Orb damage. So, I think I did not play good around with the whole Life Orb and the Metagross there, but it is what it is. We can now just click U-turn on our Choice Scarf Incineroar, which, probably gives him the idea that I am Choice Scarf, but, at this rate, I just want the Megaladias down, and we can take back the Incineroar to our team now, and we can actually go ahead and go into our nest with the Tapu Koko. Now he's going to bring out his Tapu Bulu, where I will be, hitting the full switch on this thing so I can get back to my Incineroar. And once we get into Incineroar, I will pause it for a moment and talk to you guys what happened in the match. So I'm going to use my full switch right here on the Tapu Bulu. It will do like a very small damage to this thing. The Tapu Bulu is, you know, it can take that very easily. So here we are in Media Fire. I will of course bring in Media Fire first, you know, to set this thing off so I can get a free switching into my Incineroar. So he's going for that Wood Hammer. It's gonna do 5% damage, so that he's not even going to take that much of refill, but you know, Porygon 2 was crippled down enough, so it had to go there. Then I go into my Tabita, the Incineroar. We will get the Intimidate drop off, and I will pause it right here. So he still has the Heatran in the back, and in my mindset I was like, I can click Flare Blitz if he wants to stay in and do amazing damage against this Tapu Bulu, or I predict him switching into Heatran, because why would you stay into this thing knowing that, you know, I am Choice Scarf. So in my mindset I was like, you know, I think I let it down to like 10 seconds on the timer when I chose my move, and I choose to go for the Earthquake, thinking he would go into his Heatran. Sadly enough, he will stay in, and I will just click the Earthquake and he can get a superpower off in my Incineroar, and this is basically where I choked the game a little bit. My opponent says that it wasn't really a choke because he had Okaberry, and you know, he was also contemplating on switching out, so you know, it was a 50% chance. You know, I had to switch out now because, you know, the Choice Scarf is now into the Earthquake, and there's no point for me going for another Earthquake here. So I switched into my Green Piece, and here it was the moment, as my bird is going to fly away, here was the moment that I realized I didn't have a Sea Crystal on the Rotom Mower. So I was like, I fucked this match up. So, you know, he's gonna withdraw his Tapu Bulu here because I went for Will-O-Wisp. He predicted me now going for the Will-O-Wisp, so he was, you know, inside my head at the moment, you know, and I was not focused enough on the match already because, you know, after the whole, you know, going for the Earthquake and now the Will-O-Wisp, you know, I was doing moves, bad moves after bad moves, but I went for the full switch here to go back into my Tapu Koko because I can still get a Nature Madness off, and then we will still do a chunk of damage, and maybe we can still turn around this match. Now he will going for the Lava Plume here. We can actually take that because we are Assault Vested, so if we weren't Assault Vested we would have died here. So we can get a nice clean Nature Madness off here. Knowing now, you know, hindsight is 2020, I could have run Hidden Power Ground, that would have been amazing, but unfortunately we didn't run that, and the Tapu Koko will die here. I'm not using Tapu Koko as its fullest still this season. Like, we are only 2 matches away, but I can still do better with Tapu Koko. I'm going into my Green Piece now because I'm still like, you know, let's do more damage as possible. And I'm like, you know what, just click Leaf Storm. You know, this would have been an amazing moment to click C Leaf Storm, and you know, just for style points. If it didn't kill, it didn't kill, but the Lava Plume of course will kill off the Rotom Mow. So there goes Rotom Mow, and now I'm only, you know, I only have my Incineroar left. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna click Earthquake. If he decides to switch out in the Tapu Bulu, fine, I lose with 3-0. So I was like, just click Earthquake, there's no point for me to just waste time. So he stays in, so, you know, fine, I'm like, we lose with 2-0, it's fine, you know, at this point I knew I was already gonna lose, so, you know, 2-0, fine by me. Then he goes into his Lycanroc, and I was like, okay, and I did the cogs, and I was like, there is a chance Accelerock could kill me. So I was like, well, if he kills me, fine, and we live again on HP. And we can get an Earthquake off, and we bring this back to a 1-0 loss. And, you know, just like last week where it was a bit closer, I'm still satisfied that we brought this back to a 1-0 loss, because in terms of differential, we're not doing that bad this season so far. We are currently 2 losses and -2 differential, but we can still get back this season with a few wins, and then in terms of differential, we'll be doing a lot better than our, you know, opponents in the same division and, you know, in overall. So here, you know, the Tapabula would kill off the Incineroar and we lose this match with 1-0 as I said before. So looking back at this match, you know, where the game switched, it was, you know, during the whole click Earthquake instead of Flare Blitz. If I clicked Flare Blitz, the berry from the Tapu Bulu would have popped off, but as you can see here, we would have lived that superpower. I could have switched out thinking he would go into the Heatran at that moment, and then maybe I could still have, you know, brought this game back to our side. But at that moment of the match, like I said before, hindsight is 2020, I thought Earthquake was a much better move for me. I had to go risky there, because if he switched into the Heatran and we could have popped that Earthquake off, you know, the match would be definitely going our way. At least I think that would happen. But I still want to, you know, thanks Davion for an amazing match and congratulate him with the win. Of course, his channel will be in the description below, just like all the other coaches and the IBA Twitter and YouTube accounts, so be sure to check that out. If you enjoyed this match, don't forget to hit a like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon. Next week, we will face against Aaron2420, a good old friend of mine who we faced off against the FBL way back, and currently are still undefeated against him. So maybe we can manage to get a win against him next week. Of course, the team builder for that match will be up Friday as well, so be sure to be hyped for that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next match, and be sure to check out his side of the match as well.